The Cigar Nerds Podcast.
And welcome back to the podcast. It's time for another Tactical Tuesday gun review. And this one you've probably seen before. My Mando Glock with the sweet Mando holster. Yeah, I know it doesn't look like a normal Glock 47, which is what this is, but this one has had the custom paint job from Kings of Camo. We did a video on the paint job itself, but not yet done a video on the gun. What it is, this is the new Glock 47. Got the Surefire X300 Ultra light on it, and the new Holosun Solar CPS or SPC, yeah, SPCs. The Holosun SPC, their solar optic, kind of go piece by piece on this, and also not a stock trigger in this. I have the Glock Performance Trigger, and clear. All right, so Glock 47. Why is this cool? This is what they're calling their new modular gun. Basically, as you see it configured, it is the same size as a Glock 17 for anyone who likes a good full-size pistol. Yeah, this has kind of become at least my winter everyday carry / kind of competition gun. But what makes this different from, like, say, a Glock 17 MOS? Well, the modular part, because on the internals of this, like I said, as it's configured, Glock 17, or if you're not familiar with Glock numbers, full-size Glock size. But internally, the kind of locking mechanism, dust cover, is a Glock 19, which is the compact Glock. So how this becomes modular, if you have a Glock 19, you can take the full-size slide off and then put a Glock 19 upper on this, and then now you have the full-size grip with the shorter frame, kind of like or shorter slide, kind of like a Glock 19X or the Glock 45. Inversely, if you want, say, like the new Glock 49 they just came out with, which is full-size slide, shorter compact size grip, you can take this full-size slide and put it on any Gen 5 Glock 19 frame and get that shorter grip with the longer slide. You get the benefits of longer sight picture, better aiming, but with a more concealable grip. Yeah, I prefer it in kind of the full-size configuration. What else is cool about this? Talk about the optic for a second. Most of your MOS Glocks have like an adapter plate that you then attach your optic onto, but it ends up sitting a little bit higher, so you can't use your iron sights. You usually have to, if you're a guy who wants to co-witness, which I am, you've got to have a like silencer height raised up sights. With the new CPS, they don't have, or SPC, whatever, they don't have, and I probably mispronounced that. Yeah, it'll be in the show notes. Just look down below for the correct name of this thing. I'm recording this way late at night. There's no battery, so that you don't have to change. You should never have to change the batteries on this thing because it's an entirely internally charged solar battery. So as long as you get just not, I think they say even without, if you're operating in total darkness, this thing will last 50,000 hours before like the internal battery is dead. And it doesn't take that much light to recharge it. So what you get is a optic that sits much lower to the gun, and also these are made specifically to bolt into the hole pattern on a Glock MOS. So instead of having to something with, like, say, an RMR footprint that you'd have to attach to the adapter plate and then attach that plate to your slide, this will screw directly to your side. So as you can see, it sits low enough where you can still use your regular iron sights and you get a full co-witness without having to, get those higher sights. Kind of the other upgrade I've done to this thing is I don't really like aftermarket triggers that much for a duty gun, one I'm going to carry all the time. If it's a competition gun, a toy gun, yeah, but anytime you start messing with shit that was put together in the factory, even if you are a gunsmith, the option of failure is there. But now Glock is actually making their own performance triggers, and it takes your standard, I think 5-pound trigger pull on your standard Glock trigger and drops it down to like a 3.5, 4-pound trigger. But it also takes up a lot of that slop that you get in, everyone complains about the Glock triggers being mushy, where this one takes a lot of that out. It's a real crisp break. Let me show you. Here. And your reset is pretty short. Like I said, because it's cold as shit here right now, I've only put about 100 rounds to this gun so far, but the trigger is phenomenal. But now that it's warmed up a little bit and I've got some time to put a few more rounds on this guy, let's go to the range, see how she shoots. And we'll be right back. So yeah, that is the Glock 47, aka the Mando Glock, with the Glock Performance Trigger, and I believe I called this the CP. It's the SCS MOS sight by Holosun. I'm gonna reload, and then let's do some drills with this, do some drills with stock Glock, and see if there's a difference in speed. First up is going to be a bill drill. That is, you draw, you fire 6 shots as fast as you can, and try to get them all the so I'm going to do it once with 47, and I'll pull out my 19X, the basic trigger, basic iron sights, so see the difference. 2.43. Let's reload and try it with the 19. Alright, we're gonna do that same drill with the 19X and see if it's quicker, slower, one or the other. .362 with the iron sights, because it takes like this a hair of a second to line up. Yeah, so 3.62 with the iron sights. It takes that just slight little bit more time to line up your sights, which will slow you down just slightly. Now we're going to do another hostage drill with both guns and see which is faster. All right, so we're going to start with the irons on this drill. All right, 1.89. .80. So yeah, the combination of the optics and the better trigger just makes the 47 just that much quicker, especially off your first shot. And the trigger, let me see if I can demonstrate this for you. Your stock Glock trigger, there's a lot more play, whereas the trigger on the 47 with that Glock Performance Trigger. Such a smoother break and shorter release that allows you to shoot just faster. I'm gonna put a few more mags through this thing, and then we'll call it a day. But yeah, definitely recommend the 47. Definitely recommend the Performance Trigger. Good stuff. And you've been watching the Cigar Nerds podcast. Check us out on cigarnerdpodcast.com and on the ESO Network, esonetwork.com. And don't forget, smoke them if you got them. Like, comment, and subscribe.